It was so powerful because I recognized that whole concept of namaste when I honor the divine in you. And when you are in that space in you and I am in that space in me, we are one. She was God hanging out at the fast food restaurant.
Hello, and welcome to the Constance Messmer podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in.
I am excited to share a really cool story with you. I hope it inspires you to listen to your own heart. I was out on a little road trip. I don't even remember where I was going to or coming from, but I was driving alone and I was hungry. So I pulled off the interstate to go to a fast food restaurant. I parked my car because I thought I'm just going to get something quick and easy. Went inside, waited my turn for, I think it was the only cashier. It became my turn, and I just took one step forward, and I was far enough away from her, the woman. I think I was like maybe 4 feet away from her. There was also the counter and that. I could tell from her features that she was of heritage from India, from the country of India. Just a beautiful older woman with beautiful wrinkles on her face. But when the person in front of me stepped aside and I took barely a step forward, I could feel her auric field. It was bountiful and it was glowing and it was so much love. I looked at her. I'm sure I looked like kind of shocked, like, what? And she just smiled and said, "What would you like?" And I thought, God, in my mind, I'm thinking, does she know? Like, can she feel what she's exuding? Can she tell? Like, she's just this incredible, like, holy person? And I didn't say anything out loud. I'm just thinking this in my head as I'm telling her my order, and then I pay, and she says, "Thanks." She's just acting normal, and I'm thinking, "Oh my god, what is she doing here?" And I just stepped back and waited for my food, and then I think someone else called me up for my order number, and I grabbed it, and I was just so dumbstruck. I went out to my car, and I couldn't decide if I was going to eat it while driving, which is so typical of me, or sit in the parking lot and eat it. I think I kind of pulled away and I started driving, and I hear this voice out of nowhere saying, "Why didn't you honor me?" And I was like, "What?" I said, "What?" to the voice. "Why didn't you honor me when you saw me?" In that moment, I knew it was God. And I said, "Where did I see you?" And the image of the woman came right back to me. And I was like, "Oh my word. Oh my God." I turned the car around and went right back to the same fast food restaurant. And I was like, how when you get that little bit of like, "Oh, I can't believe you're gonna do this," but it was so fleeting because I was like, "Oh my God, that was God," and I didn't honor the fact that I recognized God. So I opened the door, I went back in to go up to the register, and when it was my turn, I looked her in the eye. I can't remember if she even said anything. Maybe she didn't, I can't recall. I looked her in the eye, and I put my hands in prayer position to my forehead, and I bowed, and I stood up, and I opened my eyes, and she was smiling this radiant smile. And, in this moment, I can't remember if she too put her hands in prayer position to her forehead or touched her heart. I kind of think she put her hands in prayer position to her forehead. And I got teary-eyed and I left. No word spoken. Yeah, she didn't ask me. She didn't ask me anything and I didn't say a word. And in my mind, as I was walking out the door, I was like, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry." And I was really heavily weeping. Oh my God. Hey, I want to tell you about my book, Some Dogs Talk. It teaches animal communication among the pages of paranormal, non creepy fiction. But the stories of animal communication are actually based on a lot of personal experiences that I went through. It is designed to help the reader navigate their own experiences of all the different ways that we can communicate, just with animals and our furry friends, but with others. I think you'll enjoy it. Get your copy today. It was so powerful because I recognized that whole concept of namaste. When I honor the divine in you, and when you are in that space in you and I am in that space in me, we are one. She was God hanging out at the fast food restaurant. This It was powerful to see, feel, recognize God in her, the incredible abundant light that is the cosmic call. And I promised myself I would never pass up the chance to honor or bow to God again. Although later I did. Another story, another time. So, thinking back, I think she was just she was just this lady doing her thing at the fast food place behind the counter. God knows who she deals with, right? And I saw, I saw. Now, is it because she has this magnanimous spiritual practice and is constantly in prayerful state or the bodhisattva or living the life or whatever? I don't know. But oh my gosh, it was a huge awareness for me. No, no job too great, no job too small. No job too great, no job too small. I know this other guy that, I'm just going to say his first name, Michael. God, phenomenal. Huge heart. Oh my God. Total bodhisattva. He was at his best stocking grocery shelves or painting, because he could have that meditative time doing his thing. But when he smiled, the room lit up. So there's that. Love what you do, no matter what it is that you do. I couldn't help myself. I just didn't want that story buried in any episode. I wanted it to have its own space. So I'm so grateful that you've taken the time and listened, and I hope it's got you pondering or thinking. And it's fabulous. I love my life. God, I love what I do. Love what I do. You, I hope, love what you do. And if not, at least parts of what you do or segments of what you do. And everybody's work and life is important. So may we all be happy. May we all love what we do. Hey, Constance Messmer here. I just want to do a shout out of big thanks to all the members. I am so grateful. And all the people dropping in and giving little donations here and there and super thanks and all that stuff. I really appreciate you. You members and you people contributing and subscribers are what helped me bring this content to everyone, really. They both contribute to the cost of production, and I am definitely grateful for that. This stuff is not cheap to put out. Oh my God. Oh my God. So every little bit helps. And I am filled with gratitude that you're stepping up. I am not necessarily a joiner, not usually, but there are environmental issues and other organizations that I do belong to and I contribute to because I like to see them persevere. And I'm hoping you feel the same about this work. I hope you put it into practice in your life. That's another way that you could spread this work and help change our world, which is what I think it ultimately does. As you know, I think if everyone tuned into their soul senses, the world would be a much better place. So when you subscribe, it's a big yes vote for the content, and it helps spread the work across the planet. So when you put the lessons into practice and subscribe and like and share, you help me help you carry the lesson beyond you and me. And I am just really grateful. Legally speaking, this podcast is presented solely for educational, spiritual, and entertainment purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for medical diagnosis, treatment, or the advice of a physician, psychotherapist, or other qualified professional. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat a health problem or condition. Always check with your doctor. Thank you.